And we are live on our special episode of umbraCoffee. I have my own personal correspondent, Callum, in States. Hi, Callum, how are you?
Could you say that again, please?
I've just asked, how are you? How my special correspondent in States?
Yeah, no, I'm great. A little bit hungover, but you know, that's
a hard work, right? That's a hard work.
Yeah, and a bit jet lagged. I woke up at like 4 a.m. But the event is great. We have a lot of people just arriving now, getting their morning coffee. And we've got a couple of the organizers here who are going to come up and join us, and we've got Bob who's going to come up and join us. So yeah, it's a good event so far.
Yeah, so basically you are just starting the day. This is a perfect timing for coffee in Chicago. And how was the day yesterday? How's talks and all the rest?
Yeah, no, yesterday was really good. We started with a keynote from Niels, which was good as ever. And we had some sessions from Anders. We had a few sessions there was one on search. I know Paul Sterling did his session on open source and how he's using it in his company, and there was a lot of good feedback about that. So that's really cool. There was another session which I really liked that Bob kind of interviewed Niels and Anders and Andrew about asking questions from the audience. Which was really enjoyable.
Yeah, I've seen some promises done from the HQ side, but also probably just for jokes, because someone said that Umbraco V8 will be released on my birthday, November 14th. So I'm waiting. That would be the best gift which you've ever imagined. But yeah, I've scrolled to the tweets on Umbraco as US hashtag, and of course everyone is looking for this hashtag. Everyone is jealous here and have a great time there. And we also have a lot of other festival vibes from this week. Dutch festival just released before we went live the photo gallery from the festival, and if I will be able to share my screen correctly, you should see this on my monitor right now. So there is a lot of great photos from the festival. Unfortunately, talks were not recorded, but we have a lot of memories straight from this gallery, and it looks really great. Also, what I spotted during this week is a vlog from Ella Teria, which we've met during the Dutch festival, and someone probably met her also during the Code Garden, because she gave a great talk about 100 days of code and the challenge which she started, which let her become a better developer. And yeah, that's
the Dutch fest actually. It was fantastic. Yep. So if you don't follow her on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, do it because she's great.
Yeah, and she done this vlog for the first time and mentioned also us and the whole journey in the Netherlands and Dutch festival. So which is great. And I also tried to convince her to become more active on Instagram. So my latest playground where I'm spending a lot of free time. But Callum, speaking about festivals, also are going well with selling tickets for UK festival, right? How it's progressing, how the preparation for all the festival things.
Yeah, no, we're really ramping up to the UK festival, which is happening in 3 weeks, 4 weeks or something. It's really not that far away.
3 weeks exactly.
Yeah, lots to prepare, lots of hype on Twitter. We've announced kind of our speakers now, so we did a few shout outs in the week for like Niels and a few others. We also ran a kind of competition on Tuesday, I think it was, for Ada Lovelace Day, which was awesome. And we gave away a free ticket to someone who could answer like who their most inspirational woman was. And I believe Mike Bull from Bristol won that one.
Yeah, there were a lot of great answers, right? And I followed some people after just this discussion because I found a lot of inspiration from the content which they are sharing, and it was great to see that there's a lot of inspiration flying around. And of course, big shout out to all the Umbraco ladies also mentioned from Carol. It's good to see that this community also is growing every year and will be definitely growing in the next years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's all about festivals. I've seen some great speaker announcements. I also we can also mention that we'll be, of course, doing umbraCoffee from festival as well. And there are still some tickets left, right? So
there's a few left to be announced, but sorry, a few speakers left to be announced, and we've got a few tickets still on sale. So if you want to come along, please go and buy tickets. We've also got a few spaces left on workshops. I think there's although they're running out pretty quickly. So if you want to get on one of those workshops, sign up.
Yep. And what else about festivals? That also the German festival announced first 10 speakers, and we can once again mention that three of us, brave co-workers who are traveling across the globe, will be speaking there as well. And we've saved the date for the next year's Dutch festival, and we highly recommend everyone to attend at least. Yes, 4th October. So attend at least any of them, 1 to 10, or all of them. I like Callum is trying to do, right?
Yeah, maybe whilst we're talking about festivals, this would be a good chance to get some of the organisers of the US Festival. I mean, we've got they've kind of run away from me. They were here a second ago. So it's been a fantastically organised event. We have Marcel Digital, who based in Chicago, and they've kind of been driving the whole thing. We've got Nick from Scandia, who's been doing a lot of work, as always, and Heather Floyd as well, who's heavily involved in the organisation. I mean, I was at the festival in Denver 18 months ago, and this is like a big improvement on whatever they've done before. So there's, I think, 120 people this year.
Nice.
And a really good turnout, some really great talks, if I say so myself, because I'm speaking. But yeah, no, it's set to be a fantastic event. And I was saying to Marcin before we went on that the pre-party was unreal. They had like unlimited free-flowing beer. Just you go up to a tap, you pour whatever you want, and yeah, it was really amazing.
They know that this is too far from Poland and Russia, so that's why, you know. But maybe using this opportunity, let's wish a great weekend for all the CODECABIN participants, because the CODECABIN is starting today. I've noticed some tweets, activity, and information from people who are just traveling to UK. Unfortunately, it's raining there, but it's a little bit unusual situation for the UK. But yeah, there seems to be a lot of interesting plans for the whole weekend. There was an agenda shared somewhere where Matt Spradford probably shared the rough plan of the activities in the CODECABIN. And year by year, I'm jealous for this weekend, and I know that you can also try to be there. So I think that it will be a great weekend for all of the people being there.
Yeah, I really look forward to like next week when the blog posts or people talking about kind of what they did come out, because it's always great to see what they got up to. It's 20 people in a cabin for a weekend just learning some stuff. So that's really nice. And yeah, I think there's often stuff that maybe it's not necessarily public what they end up working on, but it's also not hidden. So they do a huge variety of things and stuff that maybe the community could learn from as well. So yeah, I love seeing the blog posts, the write-ups. Been some good talks about CODECABIN as well in the past, about what people have done there. So yeah, have fun.
And this is the single Umbraco conference, so not a festival, not Code Garden, but still amazing event and amazing series of events, basically. Callum, I also noticed yesterday on Niels's slides that Umbraco passed 500,000 active installations.
Yeah, Niels teased in the keynote, I think he said 510,000 downloads, which is really cool.
This is the number of active installs, right? So those are which are pink. Nice.
Yeah. Considering as well the number of pull requests has been increasing as well, so like it seems like the community is really ramping up a bit. We had 1,000 pull requests of the docs submitted in the past year or something, or they've just hit 1,000. The core CMS, I believe someone said that they hit 100 open pull requests.
Yep,
so
someone mentioned that.
Really working hard to reduce the number that are open as well.
Yeah, and I think it's good to mention the Sophie's blog post as well in this moment, because I don't know if you've shared it last week, probably not, but we've mentioned this number 1,000 of contributions past basically more than 1 week ago, but there's a lot of information and numbers from the contributions to documentation, particularly in this case. But yeah, this number is growing rapidly, and this is great. And we can maybe transfer right now to the topic of Hacktoberfest, because it's still ongoing. We've seen some Umbraco community members completing the challenge already, and we will spend some time finding the best pull requests, right? Because we want to start from the next week to feature some of them and have another episodes of umbraCoffees, not on usual Friday timings, but on Mondays, when we will be just discussing the PRs and the process of it to maybe help someone be involved. And do you have someone with you who can join us right now to make a pull request to our umbraCoffee episode?
Yes, definitely. So like for next week, I think we want to do this. So could someone come on, do a pull request, and we'll live stream it. I'll see if there's anyone from the US that maybe wants to join us. That would be super cool. But Europe, anywhere else, first pull request, regular pull request, doesn't matter.
Or package creation or something, anything for GitHub, and which will be visible on GitHub. And maybe let's use this time for discussing what was released during this week. I've noticed some new releases. The book package, which was released by Handy Racher, is an Umbraco Examine Lucene Indexer and Searcher with support for text match, highlighting, and geospatial queries. I know that Ismail also mentioned this couple weeks ago, that he was involved in some kind of feedback for Handy about this package, and it looks really, really interesting and really helpful for all of the people using Examine. And also, Nicholas released the version 2.0 of Umbraco Formulate, so the alternative for Umbraco Forms. And if I'm correct,
Nick here, he's got a Formulate T-shirt on.
Oh yeah, so I was correct that he is going to mention that during the festival. Yeah, it looks interesting because the whole front end was rewritten to the plain JavaScript version. So it's really interesting contribution. And from the community also, we spotted Paul once again. So Paul released an article, how to start working with V8. I think that this post and video will be very helpful for everyone who wants to also start helping us on the V8 hackathons. And the next video, which played in the background when we started our umbraCoffee, was about Umbraco Models Builder API. So it's a really great video for anyone.
Something that I took from Stefan's talk yesterday about V8 was, well, V8 is kind of, it's not ready, but they want people to start using it and playing with it. Try and build a site in it, see what problems you come up against. They'll be publicizing a few more details on exactly what they want people to be playing with in the next few weeks. But the plan is that they, give it a go, try it out. And there's also, regarding Models Builder, there's a few things that have been updated and improved. So again, just play around with it, see what you like, see what you don't, raise an issue. They are now open for feedback. So it looks like Paul's been getting in there a bit early and starting to play around with it, but it'd be great to see some other people doing that too.
Yeah. Okay. So other stuff which we wanted to discuss was about a couple events during the week. So you've mentioned the Ada Lovelace Day, which was during the week. We also had a World Mental Health Day, which was also widely spread across various communities, not only IT communities. And it was great to see some references from the community members. I've seen Ravi's video recorded after the UK Fest last year about the mental health importance and how we can deal with it, basically. And did you spot anything else during the week which we didn't mention yet?
No, I don't think. Oh, there was a U profile for Emma, who's the organizer of the Swedish festival.
Yep, I have it opened, and we really forgot about it last week. So big, of course, high five to UROC for Emma, because I had the pleasure working with Emma when I was attending the first festival in Sweden, and yeah, WebMind agency is really growing in Sweden, and Swedish market is rapidly growing as well, and it's great to see that she was featured doing that EU profile. So yeah, well done. It's a great story about Emma.
Yeah.
And then about Umbraco blog post, we also have a blog post about history of support warriors. And yeah, I just read it yesterday probably, and Jim wrote a really great summary of how the support warriors idea was started and how it's grown over the time and how it looks right now. Interesting story, especially for anyone who is consuming Umbraco and dealing with Umbraco support directly from the chat and messages. It's good to see who is behind the monitor on the other side.
Yeah, I think Neil said yesterday that in the town hall meeting that they had a couple of weeks ago at HQ, where everyone gathers around and they share updates, the SWAT team kind of showed their stats and how they're growing rapidly, and there was talk of them opening longer business hours, but then apparently that information hadn't been shared actually with the SWAT team, so they were all a bit shocked, and that was quite amusing. But it just shows the great work that they're doing, that they're kind of making themselves indispensable. We need them around all the time, and doing the great stuff that they have been doing. There was something about most people get a response within 15 minutes. For a query, which is insane.
No, that's really impressive. Okay, we also have some community questions raised during the week on the Twitter and only. Stefan, for example, asked about your way or our way of enabling editors to use variables inside of the content. And my answer is I've used almost in all cases some kind of placeholders in the content to be replaced by the values from the other data sources. But if you have any other options of doing it, please share it with Stefan and all of us, because I'm also always curious about different ways. And probably we can learn a lot from each other on just doing it different ways and exploring how it can be done. And the last thing which I wanted to mention, I finally met Richard Sutton in Utrecht, and by the way, the CMS import package, which is a great package, and it's setting the the path for all of the paid packages and let's say enterprise packages in the Umbraco industry, how they should be done and how it should work. And it celebrated 10 years this week. So if we can say happy birthday CMS import, and Richard, keep up with all the packages and everything what we are doing right now.
Speaking of 10 years, I think it was Casey, or maybe it was Bob, that told me that it was 10 years ago last week was the first Umbraco US Code Garden. So it's almost to the day. So yeah, that's kind of, it's almost like this is an anniversary festival, which is cool.
And do you have someone with you who can join us?
Yeah, Bob, come and say hi.
Come on, you are not visible. I can't see you, and our viewers can't see you.
We have Bob.
Hey, Bob. It's great to see you. How are you, Bob?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm also great.
That was the first time that you met Richard.
Yes, yes. I've seen Richard multiple times on Code Garden, but we haven't had a chance to speak to each other. And I have him, and I had him on my initial list of people which I want to meet during my first Code Garden.
Very cool. Well, we wish you were
here. We sorted it finally. I also wish that I will be here, especially that I've seen that the Chicago Bulls played a game yesterday or the day before. It would be perfect to come back.
That's cool. Well, maybe we should also, like, whilst we have Bob here, let's get some other people up. So we have Nick and Kyle and whoever else has organized this thing. Patrick, if Patrick's around, come up and just give you a high five.
Event organizers.
No one seems to want to come up.
Don't be shy. Runa, Warren, and Owen saying hi to you, Bob. By the way.
Say hello to Marcin and everyone in.
Hello, Marcin and umbraCoffee.
That mic's not working.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to talk into the mic regardless. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks pro. It looks really pro. Yeah.
Nick's done a fantastic job of with others of making this happen. And the way that was spoken about yesterday was kind of Marcel coming on board is making the US Festival kind of keep going along into the future.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a collaboration with Marcel, with Garrigan Lyman, and with Marathon. So we've been doing this for 5 years, and it's been awesome. Had a great time doing it. And well, you guys are part of UK Fest, I'm sure, so you know what it takes to put them on and all that stuff. And so it'll be good to kind of be a spectator next year. Yeah,
you're right, and it does take on a lot of work, but this is so well done. Like, it's so slick, such a slick event. The catering's been good, which is always touch and go. There's people have got free flowing coffee. People are seemingly happy with the session. So yeah,
and I think the beer timing yesterday was awesome too.
The beer was great.
Yeah, we've heard about it. I think that's really great. It's really great to see that the festivals are gathering more than one company or one person who is helping and contributing to making festival real. I hope that
we have completely lost you, Marcin.
Okay, and can our viewers say if they can hear me? Hello.
We have completely lost you. And you're back. Hello.
And yeah, I'm back. Yeah. So maybe I wasn't talking about anything important. But yeah, I've just said that it's good to see that more than single companies are involved right now in the contributions of making festivals real. We also contributed with some other companies in Poland who helped us to deliver a great experience as a final product. UK is also backed right now with some contributions and partners. US, Dutch festivals. That's awesome. It's not, it's getting bigger, and when it's getting bigger, it needs to get bigger help.
Yeah,
also
we do everything else community-wise, so why not? Like, it makes total sense. And it's really not about one or a couple owning anything, really, right? So
exactly.
Then that's kind of what this is transition into. So it's really cool to see other people step up.
Well, that's awesome, and a massive high five you rock for putting this on. This has been awesome.
High five you guys, Rock, always. So thank you.
I'm high fiving my mother. Yeah, guys. So basically, just enjoy the rest of the festival. Share as much as you can, as always, because we are sitting here and following hashtags only. So that's what we can do, at least. So be sure that we can follow what's the best from your experience there.
Yep.
And yeah, what else we can have? Nothing. Enjoy.
No, I will. I'll have a good day, and you have a great weekend. I'm sure there'll be pictures, maybe videos of drunk karaoke later. So keep an eye on that Twitter hashtag as well for good talks and everything else.
Yeah. Thanks, Callum, for sharing some details and insight from the US with us. And yeah, that's all for what we have today. And all of you who watched this, commented, and shared some info, feel free to give us some +1 or whatever else you can do. And yeah, see you next week in 2 episodes of umbraCoffee, at least, right?
Definitely.
Yep.
Cool. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.